उपज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिः नामये। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासुदेव गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Very important understanding that why we are not able to see Krishna. Scientists they say that this material world is made of dark matter. 95% of this universe is dark matter. And Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavatam says it's all Tamogul. We also accept this. There are two problems why we are not able to see the Supreme Lord, which is because the nature of consciousness, how does consciousness move a material body? It is very difficult to understand the consciousness. It's not so easy. That's why they are not able to see. They have inadequate resources to understand this. But in order for this to happen, the person need to change his vision. So each of us, we try to solve the problem of existence, material energy, and material universe. We need to know about this to go beyond it. First thing, we need to know about material energy, material universe, and we need to solve the problem of consciousness. Because scientists, they could not. There are 25 questions that are not resolved by the scientist even till now. So one of the questions is how does this material creation appear? And second thing is how to what is consciousness? This is not solved by the scientist till now. So this is the two things that are not resolved in the not resolved by the scientists. So why we need to know these two things about the creation of universe and consciousness so that we can go beyond it. That's the reason we should know. And now, how to know about it? The first thing is that Krishna is telling Manushyanam Sahasreshu. No, it is thousands among men. It is hardly one can know me. The problem is because first reason the problem is we put ourselves. The first reason is we put ourselves in the front and back, Lord in the background. That we are doing even now. We have done it for a long time. Now, why? Because it is so painful for us to keep somebody else in front of us. It is very painful, first of all, not to uh, understand or comprehend God, not to acknowledge or understand the existence of God. How difficult it is for to understand because to keep somebody in the front means to enter into a relation with God. Then only we can understand. We need to do a lot of more violence against ourselves only. Then only we can enter into relation with other person. We like somebody who is married, they have this experience. To enter into relationship means it is associated with pain. This is relation means pain. That is true. But in order to really enter relation with another person, one and if entering into relation with Krishna, we need to step over ourselves. In relation with other person, we have a tendency to we want to subordinate it to our will. That means this person should do according to me. It is impossible to enter into relation with another person simply by subordinating him to ourselves. That is not actually the right way. The first step in dealing with Krishna is exactly this. First thing is I I have to. recognize Krishna's existence and recognize his freedom also, that he is going to do the way he want. And it can be difficult for us even to do in relation with another person, because we don't want to recognize the right to freedom. Even in the family life also, we want to impose our things on the people who are around. We don't want them to do the way they want. We always try to subjugate the other person. Wife with husband, husband with wife, and both wife and husband to the children, and then whoever is there. And but relationship means that I go beyond myself, that I am uh, killing my ego in one way, dying the ego, and that I must acknowledge the existence of another person and right for his freedom. That's why Bhakti Maharaj's book, if you know, to die before you die. No, this is very important because my false ego dies so that I can be reborn again. This is what the relationship requires to much greater extent. The same requirement is in relation with Krishna also. If you want to enter into relation with Krishna, I must give up my ego and stop bothering. We should not say, no, I want to do. Now, Krishna says that I cannot be seen, because to understand Krishna, we must begin to measure the world according to Krishna. We should measure. But presently, what happens is my desire. So but Krishna is saying, no, no, no. Things go according to me. Maya dikshena prakriti. Suyate sacharacharam. Hetunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. No, everything goes according to my will, Krishna says. As long as we are selfish, we can never understand Krishna. That is not possible. And the world is, and the whole God's existence, everything is going on accordingly like this. And any normal person can understand. Everything is, the world is orderly. Orderly means what? What is the property of orderliness? Is the property of consciousness. Matter itself is very chaotic. Orderliness is the property of the consciousness. When matter is, as such, matter is very chaotic. As soon as the consciousness enter into matter, like there are patents and all everywhere. So if consciousness enters, it becomes proper. Similarly, God consciousness, even with our body exists because there is consciousness involved. But our consciousness is very limited. Even if you want to do some activity, will not be able to do it properly, because Paramatma should sanction. Like say, I took my breakfast now. Now I don't meditate on how can I digest it, because it is Paramatma who is doing it. That means I am not even that much. I don't have that much control on my own body. This is the point. Now, same thing. Like Paramatma, he has to do everything. So consciousness, as such, we are very. We have only some feelings and desires, and then we want to see everything according to our vision, and everything should go according to our vision. This is called selfishness. As long as this selfishness is there, we cannot see God. Now, with my consciousness, I provide the vital activity uh, of my body, but but it is very limited and very insignificant. Now, first thing is we should acknowledge and recognize that we have to feel existence of God, and we should be surprised. So this is very important. So 3 points we have to remember for today. First thing is we should be amazed by Lord. So Pluto, this is one of the famous philosophers. He says, after studying the philosophy, he said that spiritual life begins with amazement. That means the path of comprehending God or comprehending myself in relation with God is to marvel to the infinite depth of the world. It is not just, that's why when we say it is inconceivable, inconceivable in the sense means Even if somebody is trying to explain that you see how atoms are there, then we thought, oh, I understood atom. No, but if you go to atom, then there is nucleus also. Oh, then I understand nucleus, there are electrons, protons. No, no, no. You can go more deeper. There are subatomic particles. Oh, I think I understood subatomic. No, they can go much more deeper and you will get some more things there. Okay, let it be. I cannot go more deeper. Let me understand about the universe. So you go beyond the universe. There are so many unlimited universes. And how many are there? Unlimited, unlimited. So that means any direction we go, it is inconceivable in the sense it is infinity. How can we conceive infinity? It is not possible. The first thing is amazement. So we should be amazed. How come these things are working like this? So when we are told it is inconceivable, inconceivable means it is how like scientists are really trying to understand the electrons, protons, and all these things, subatomic, subatomic. More they are going deeper, more they are understanding that there is so much to know about it. In that way, it is inconceivable. We may say, yeah, yeah. One level of understanding is that okay, it is Lord is doing it. That level of conceive we can understand. But if you really want to know how much it is, that is inconceivable. Like how many universes are there? Is it conceivable and inconceivable? One way conceivable means it is infinity. That is conceivable. But what exactly is the number is inconceivable, right? So infinity, is it conceivable and inconceivable means infinity is inconceivable, right? So this is the way we should understand when it is said that Lord is inconceivable means it is beyond the scope of our logical mind to limit the number. We cannot limit it. That is one of the way to understand. How all is energies work? Yeah, yeah, it's all is energy working. That is conceivable. How they work is inconceivable. So there is one aspect of inconceivability in every regard. Like say, I am able to speak. Now, what is conceivable in this? That my the vocal cords they are functioning, they are vibrating. That's where some voice is coming here. Now, how they are connected? They are connected to my mind. And how the connection is there with the mind and senses? It is not conceivable. Now, I am thinking something, and how this vibration is coming? Say, I want to say Krishna is Supreme Lord. Now, I thought about it, and suddenly the same vibration is happening here. How many can conceive this? Like, say, now you want to say something, and how the same vibration is coming here. What is the connection between thought and my voice? Like, I am saying Krishna is Supreme Lord, but I am able to speak that only. When I am thinking of Krishna is Supreme Lord, Lord Shiva is the demigod, that is not coming out. These are things inconceivable for us. That means the energies, how they act, how they function, what is the connection between what I am thinking, what the voice is coming. Now I want to lift my hand, so I am able to lift. So what is the connection, the thought and the hand? How it is connected? It is quite inconceivable. Even scientists also they cannot understand many things. What is pain? They don't understand this. They cannot comprehend many of the things. They can avoid and all, but they cannot comprehend. So this is the problem. But first thing is we have to be amazed. When we wake up, sun is rising. Oh, how it is rising. It's everyday festival. So this is one level. And there are few more things. Maybe tomorrow we will discuss more on that. But we'll just take one to purpose. Because Prabhupada also has some nice things. Any questions, comment till now what we have discussed? If not, then I'll go. एवं त्रिलोकगुरुणा सन्दिष्टा हब्दयोनिना अदर् भद्राश्रमम् आसाद्य हरिम् ईज्जे समाधिना. Sukadeva Goswami confirmed the king that Uddhava, being thus instructed of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the source of all Vedic knowledge and spiritual master of the three worlds, reached the pilgrimage site of Badrikashram and engaged himself there in trance to satisfy the Lord. Lord Sri Krishna is factually the spiritual master of the three worlds and is the original source of all Vedic knowledge. And it's very difficult, however, to understand a personal feature of the absolute truth. Even from the Vedas, his personal instructions are needed in order to understand the personality of God as the supreme absolute truth. Bhagavad Gita, it is evident, is the evidence of such transcendental knowledge in gist. One cannot know the Supreme Lord unless one is graced by Lord Himself. Lord Krishna exhibits the specific mercy towards Arjuna and Uddhava while he was in the material world. So, this is very important. Lord has to reveal. Even Lord reveals, our ability to understand is very limited. That is another problem. Even Brahma with four heads, who is the most intelligent, who was created, he was bewildered in Brahma Vimohan Lila. He said, how such energies, how it is activating, how unlimited it is, how incomprehensible. Incomprehensible means, yeah, we understand it is Lila, but how it works. Like now, scientists, they are trying to do so many research. Research means what? They're trying to comprehend it. We are not doing research. Not that we know more than scientists. We understood it is some phenomena working, we don't understand. But scientists are trying their best to understand what is the phenomena that is acting behind it. It does not mean that we are more intelligent than scientists. Of course, devotees are more intelligent. They don't waste time in all this nonsense. But the point is that we understand at one level that this is Lord's energy, but we don't understand how it function. That is what is inconceivable. When Lord is appearing and disappearing, is coming and going, we understand it is Leela. But how it happens? What is the reason? Means what is the science behind it? No, we cannot understand it. So there it is inconceivable. So when it is still inconceivable, this is how we understand. And here also a very nice point proposed. Undoubtedly, Bhagavad Gita was spoken by the Lord at the Battle of Kurukshetra just to encourage Arjuna to fight, and yet to complete the transcendental knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, the Lord instructed Uddhava. The Lord wanted Uddhava to fulfill his mission and disseminate knowledge which he has not spoken even in Bhagavad Gita. Persons who are attached to the world of the Vedas, words of the Vedas, may also know from this verse that the Lord is the source of all Vedic knowledge. One who is unable to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by going through the pages of the Vedas may take shelter of one of the Lord's devotees, such as Dava, in order to advance further in the knowledge of Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Brahma Samhita says that it is very difficult to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead from the Vedas. But he is easily understood from a pure devotee like Buddha, taking mercy on the great sages who lived at Badrikashram. The Lord authorized Uddhava to speak on his behalf. Unless one has such authorization, one cannot understand or preach the devotional service of Lord. So yesterday also we have read this purport. So at present, while present on earth, the Lord executed many uncommon activities, even traveling the space to bring down the Parijata and to reco- uh, recovering the son of his teacher. So all these things Lord has done, and he wanted Uddhava to do this further job for him. And Vidura api Uddhavaschutva Krishnasya Paramatmanah क्रीडया पातदेह्यस्य कर्माणि सा गीता Vidura also heard from Uddhava about the appearance and disappearance of the Lord, the super soul in the material world, which is subject matter sought after with great perseverance by the great sages. The subject matter of the appearance and disappearance of the super soul, Lord Krishna, is a mystery even for great sages. See, why it is mystery? Because the phenomena is not understood. The word Paramatmanaha is significant in this verse. An ordinary living being is generally called the Atma, but Lord Krishna is never an ordinary living being because of his Paramatma, a super soul. Yet, his appearance as one of the human being and his disappearance again from the material world are the subject matter for research work who execute research work with great perseverance. So it's a research work. But the research is problem with the research is this research does not have any proper conclusions. Such subject matters are certainly of interest, increasing interest because the researchers have to search out the transcendental abode of the Lord, which he entered after finishing his pastimes in the mortal world. But even the great sages have no information that beyond the metal sky is the spiritual sky where Sri Krishna eternally resides with his associates, although at the same time he exhibits his pastime in the material world in all the universes one after another. This fact is confirmed in Brahma Samhita. Goloka eva nivasat akilatma bhuto. The Lord by his inconceivable potency. So this is very important. Why it is inconceivable means we have a logical brain. So with our logical brain, we cannot understand these things very easily. We need uh, everything. Say now, if somebody is becoming angry, if the child is becoming angry, mother can understand. It is conceivable. My child, she did not get so and so, that's why she is upset. So for mother to understand, it is very easy. She's child is conceivable for her. But that means logically she understands. That is conceivable. But when it comes to Supreme Lord, many things are inconceivable. We can say it is Leela, but why like that? Why did, like, say, we discussed this previously also. Like, like here, we in this last chapter only, it is said, Abhimanyu is such a nice, gentle person. Now, Krishna he gave his sister Subhadra, who is very dear to Krishna, to his very dear friend Arjuna, so that he wanted not only Arjuna as a friend, his relative, but he wanted to be more intimate relative. That's why he arranged his own sister, who is very dear to him, as his wife. And then Abhimanyu grew in the lap of Krishna. But why did Krishna let Abhimanyu die? And then he protected Parikshit Maharaj. Now he say, oh, he protected Parikshit. But he killed all the five sons of Pandavas. Draupadi, who is very dear to Krishna, he made the sons of Draupadi die. And then he protected Parikshit. Kunti Maharani says, Hare, Krishna says, oh, it is comprehensible. Now you are able to comprehend me. Kunti says, no, I cannot comprehend you. Why? Because why did Ashwatthama release Brahmastra? Who gave the intelligence for Ashwatthama to release Brahmastra? It is you as Paramatma in the heart of Ashwatthama made him release Brahmastra. And you enter into the womb of Uttara and you protected Parikshit. Both cases you are only doing. So that's why it is inconceivable. So this is actually the point. Even for his own devotees, while Lord acts in a certain way, even they cannot comprehend with all their so much devotion also. Even Kunti says, I cannot comprehend why you act in a particular way. We may say Leela, but why that Leela? That we don't know. Why Krishna is doing. Even Kunti is saying, I don't know. You are only making Ashwatthama release weapon, you are only protecting Parikshit. You made Subhadra and Arjuna marry, and you are not protecting your own nephew, who is very dear to you. And Draupadi is so dear to you, and you are not protecting the sons of Draupadi. And so these all things are not understood so easily. That's why it is inconceivable. His potencies are inconceivable, that is okay. But even his leelas are inconceivable in the sense, what logic, what is the purpose in Lord doing some things is not understood many times. Therefore, his appearance and disappearance are simultaneously going on. No one can say definitely which of them is the beginning and which is the end. His eternal pastimes have no beginning or end, and one has to learn of them from the pure devotees only and not waste valuable time in so-called research work. This is don't waste time. Yeah, this is very important instruction. Or Prabhupada is telling, don't waste time. His eternal pastimes are no beginning, no end, and one has to learn of them from the pure devotees only, not waste time in the so-called research work. Like say, inconceivable means like pastime activity means activity should have beginning and activity should have end. But Krishna's pastime, they have no beginning and end. Birth means there should be beginning and end. But Krishna's birth, he is always taking birth. So in that way, it is very inconceivable. Thank you all very much. So we will end here for today. Any questions, comments? Any questions? Okay. Thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.